Our next guest is one of the newest members of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he's already wearing a star-spangled suit. New episodes of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier come out Fridays on Disney+. Please welcome Wyatt Russell. Good to see you. Wow, Captain America is bearded now.
Yeah, very, extremely. Not in the show.
Congratulations on being Captain America. I've always wanted to be Captain America, and it never happened for me.
You know what? After me, you might be able to sneak in there.
You think so? You think there will be a series of captains after this?
Yeah,
hopefully. I read something with Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, who are the stars of the show, that said you don't know anything about Marvel comics or the movies or any of this stuff.
I didn't grow up I didn't grow up knowing much about comic books. My heroes were athletes. So when I came on set, I was asking okay, well, what does that mean? Or who's that person? Or how do they fit in? And finally, Sebastian was like, dude, stop asking questions. You're gonna get more confused than you are. When you get answers, it's gonna be worse.
Did you feel like when you were trying out for the part that you had to tell them you knew, you had to pretend you knew about it?
I did a little.
You did a little, yeah.
Yeah, when they showed me a picture of the guy, and I was like, oh, all right, yeah. And then they start running me through the stuff, so you know when Thanos snaps his fingers. I'm like, yeah. And then finally, about 15 minutes into the explanation of why I am who I am, I had to look at her and just go I'm really sorry, Zoe. I don't know any of this stuff.
I see.
You have to start from the beginning, and she ran me through it, and they were super nice about it.
Yeah, I guess they were okay with that, or maybe they actually liked that.
It's possible for the character. It kind of works for the character because he's new and he's not a part of the old universe or whatever. But it was a semi-embarrassing to be in the Marvel office going, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Do you know what Captain America's shield is made out of?
It's made out of vibranium.
Oh, all right. So you do know something.
I know that now. Yeah. I know
that you're it's made out of vibranium. No. Did they give you your own suit or one of Chris Evans' old ones?
Well, it's funny. I requested Chris Evans' old suit.
Yeah.
So that I could really feel like I was doing a good job because he did such a great job. And then they gave me a new one. And
what does it feel like the first time you put it on and you look in the mirror and there you are?
It was, oh, God, take it off. You got the wrong guy. Send me back. You're going to lose so much money. Honestly, it was how am I going to act in this thing? It's hey, now.
Oh, is it uncomfortable?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. It looks as uncomfortable as I look in it, right? It's that uncomfortable.
Why do they have to make it uncomfortable? It doesn't seem like it would have to be uncomfortable.
Because it's presentational in effect where you have to, you gotta look this is not cool, right?
Right.
And so I'm sort of a slouchy guy. So it's we'll put you in this position where the first piece locks you like that, the second piece zips up and locks you like that, and the third piece is and that's what you're underneath the suit, but it looks cool.
See, I disagree with that. To me, Captain America should embody America. He should be laying on a couch with a big fat stomach and maybe a beer helmet instead of the.
I basically pitched that.
Yeah.
And they didn't go for it.
They didn't go for it. Huh?
Maybe in season 17 they'll let me.
See, your dad, Kurt Russell, is also in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
He's Ego, who's Star-Lord. Technically, I think you're Star-Lord's stepbrother or something.
This is all news to me. I don't know anything about, obviously. I know nothing about it, so
Did you see your father in the Guardians of the Galaxy?
I did. It was
You
great.
did?
Yeah.
So you know that happened?
I do know that. Oh, I'm very aware.
And then you know Star-Lord is Chris Pratt.
Yes.
And then his real-life father-in-law is Arnold Schwarzenegger, so in a way you're related to him, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Should I say cool?
I think you should say cool.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of cool, put this picture up here. You have, what is that? Is that technically an RV or it's a camper van, right?
Conversion van.
Conversion van.
That my wife and I bought a couple years ago, and we go camping in whenever
I love that.
Want to get away. And we went to Montana, we went to Colorado, we went to Oregon. We spent a month and a half in the van traveling around to get away from people and visited the national parks and did that.
We had your mom on the show, your mother, of course, Goldie Hawn, and she said something like, you cut them off or something like that? They were in their RV and you came up behind them?
So they rented an RV. It was a huge RV called a Hurricane.
Okay.
Which was it was a perfect name for the RV that they were driving. We were driving behind them, and I see on like on like a Waze app that that triangle comes up where it says caution, like something bad has happened up ahead, and traffic's building up. And I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna be late to the campsite. We were gonna get there before them. Driving, everybody now is going into the left lane, like merging slowly over this hill on the 101. And I see, as we crest the hill, the RV in the right lane. They were driving so slow that it thought that there was an accident or something. and I turn, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like embarrassed, even though I know no one knows, like I'm, and I drive by him, and as I drive by him, it's not like something's wrong with the RV or whatever. My dad is driving the RV happier than I've ever seen him. Like, I just love it. Like, if he had a horn to honk like that, he would have. Going like 35, 40, and people flying by him going 70 miles an hour, and it was like, oh my God, Jesus, they gotta pick it up. Yeah. Waze thought there was an accident.
What is it about following your dad that I had that very same thing with my father? He wasn't in an RV, but he doesn't want to go fast because he knows I'm behind him with the kids in the car. So he just goes slow, and then he just keeps getting slower and slower and slower until I'm so mad I have to like call and scream at him on the telephone.
It's part of growing up. I think it's like, I remember hearing one of my friend's dad say, David, it's the limit. 65 is the limit.
Yeah.
When you have kids, I think it's something where it's like, okay, no, you don't go 75. It's too fast. It's dangerous. You go the limit.
Yeah.
And as you get older, you go the limit.
Go under, you stay within the limit. Yeah. Well, congratulations on the show and on the camper van, even more so. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
The show is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's available every Friday on Disney+. Wyatt Russell, everybody. Thanks, Wyatt. We'll be back with Jasmine Sullivan. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, click the subscribe button. And if you didn't like it, well, you hurt my feelings.